This is War Brief Daily for August 28. Over the last 24 hours, 3 developments changed the operating picture. A major long-range strike exchange between Russia and Ukraine, a potentially important army advance in Sudan's Kordofan theater, and another Israel-Hezbollah drone and retaliation cycle in southern Lebanon. First, Russia and Ukraine. Ukrainian military and civil authorities report that Russia launched a large overnight drone and missile attack across multiple regions, including Kyiv, Odessa, Chornomorsk, Reni, Kharkiv, Kryvyi Rih and Zaporizhzhia. Ukraine says the strike package combined one-way attack drones with ballistic and hypersonic missiles. The Air Force reported roughly 140 drones in one attack period, with about 120 downed or suppressed. That figure is Ukrainian Air Force reporting, and the wider damage picture remains preliminary. Air defenses were engaged repeatedly over Kyiv. On the southern axis, local reporting described fires and damage around port or warehouse infrastructure in the Odesa-Danube export corridor. There were also reports of residential damage in Kharkiv and injuries in Kryvyi Rih and Zaporizhzhia. That's the headline. Here's what actually matters. Russia is still using mass drone salvos to make Ukrainian air defenses cover too many places at once, then mixing in harder-to-stop missiles. Ports, grain handling, energy, and industrial sites are not random targets. They support Ukraine's economy and its ability to sustain the war. Ukraine, meanwhile, says it struck 16 targets inside Russia over the same 24-hour period, including refineries, airfields, and a missile unit. Kyiv specifically claimed a hit on the Lukoil refinery at Kstovo, while Russian side reporting and open-source accounts also describe drone activity near logistics facilities in Orenburg and Ufa. Battle damage is not independently confirmed. But if these strikes are verified, the pattern is clear. Ukraine is extending pressure on Russian fuel processing and logistics well beyond the front line. No reliable major territorial shift was established this cycle. Second, Sudan. The Sudanese armed forces say they recaptured Bara, Sayala, and Jabra al-Sheikh in North Kordofan, along with a key road connection between Khartoum and Kordofan. Multiple regional outlets carried the claim, but the precise line of control remains unverified. If sustained, this is about logistics more than town names. Control of that road network could improve army resupply and force movement into Kordofan while limiting RSF mobility. Sudanese authorities also claim they downed an Ethiopian drone over Blue Nile State. That attribution is emerging and unverified. Let's keep that one clean until evidence catches up. Third, southern Lebanon. The IDF says Hezbollah launched 2 explosive drones overnight toward Israeli troops near the Ali Taher Ridge. Israel says one was intercepted, contact with the second was lost, and no Israeli casualties were reported. Israel then announced strikes on Hezbollah infrastructure near Nabatea, describing weapons storage sites as the targets. Lebanese state media reported strikes around Arab Salim, with 1 woman killed and others wounded. Both sides acknowledge major elements of this sequence, but their target descriptions remain their own claims. If you strip away the noise, this is about a familiar but dangerous rhythm: drone attack, interception, retaliation, and civilian exposure. And that changes the math if either side chooses to answer again. We found no discrete, reliably time-stamped major kinetic development in this window for Gaza, the Iran and Hormuz theater, the Sahel beyond Sudan, the South China Sea, Taiwan Strait, or the Korean Peninsula. No padding, no recycled headlines. Watch next for verified damage assessments at Ukrainian ports and Russian fuel sites. Evidence that Sudan's claimed gains are holding, and whether the Lebanon exchange produces follow-on fire. That's War Brief Daily for August 28th. Subscribe for the next clean read on what changed.